Welcome, fight fans, to Boxing Scene's top stories only on ProBox TV, your boxing channel. I am George D. Metellus. Quick reminder, on ProBox TV's YouTube channel, you can continue to get the long-form content like The Ranking Show and Big Fight Breakdown, and also Top Stories has its own playlist. You click on that, you get them back to back to back, boom, on our YouTube channel. And we are also in audio form where podcasts are available. ProBox TV, of course, once again, your boxing channel. And I am joined by the champions here on Top Stories with Chris Algieri and Paulie Malignaggi. Well, ProBox TV alumnus Benavidez KALAJDZIC was in a very highly competitive fight against David Morrel and announced himself as still a contender at 175. He spoke about his future and the fights coming up with Tris Dixon from BoxingScene.com.
I just feel like all the other big names in the division now, seeing how I did against Morrel, supposedly this big boogeyman that nobody wanted to fight. So all these other big names that are looking for a step up or trying to see how they would do against me, I think I would be the perfect opponent. Grosdick, David Benavidez, all these other guys in the UK. I mean, I'm down to fight anybody.
So, by the way, was that motivation the fact that people have written you off?
Yes, for sure. I like being the underdog in fights. It makes it more fun, you could say. And I don't have nothing to lose. Everything was on him. He's supposed to knock me out. He's supposed to look good. And hey, I'm the guy there he's supposed to knock out. So nothing. There was no pressure on me. I was just wanting there to have fun.
So tell me about Benavidez. Obviously, you mentioned you'd like to fight him. In many ways, like in terms of the boxing business, that's a logical fight, right? So then David can compare David results and see, you know, if he thinks he can do better against you.
Yeah, I feel like the best thing would be me versus David Benavidez as the main event, and Morrel versus Grosdick as the co-main, because they both fought the two guys, and just see how they both do against the other guys, about me and the Grosdick, but different fighters, and then just that could be like a build-up to their big fight. Have them fight the guys that they fought, and just see how they do.
And let people write you off again at their peril.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly.
And you're one of a slew of guys now, including Angelo Leo and Trevor McCumbee and Pablo Cesar Cano, who have used ProBox as a springboard into the big time and big fights again, right?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, I know. I know. I see Trevor's got a fight against Plant now. So yeah.
And what's that like in terms of going to ProBox and fighting down in Tampa and working with the guys at ProBox?
Oh, it's amazing, man. They seems like they gave my career a kickstart again, and it's just, I'm thankful for them, because without them I wouldn't have got this big opportunity.
Another ProBox TV alum and making big noise on the boxing scene. And we just saw Angelo Leo win a title a couple of days ago. All right, Chris, where does Benavidez KALAJDZIC fit in, Hot Rod fit in at 175?
Well, I mean, even before that, I mean, listen, that right there is exactly what ProBox TV is all about. From its inception was to get fighters who fell between the cracks, give them a shot. Listen, Hot Rod looked great against the boogeyman, David Morrel. The week after that, so we had 2 weeks in a row, we got ProBox alums who are doing big things. Angelo Leo wins a world title, upsets a guy who's 3.5 to 1 underdog. So I mean, this speaks to, you know, what this is back here, this ProBox TV, this platform for these fighters. But in terms of Hot Rod, man, I like the fact that he's putting on his matchmaker and promoter hat right away. He's like, oh, have this guy fight this guy, have me fight this guy. We can compare. Very, very smart. He's been in this game long enough, you know, on multiple different fronts. So, but I think he's really coming to his own in terms of his abilities, and he's going to walk himself into another big fight very soon, talking like that.
Yeah, the only thing is, Champ, talking like that, he talks about himself like he's just hey, you just use me and then compare. But at this point, the cat's out of the bag with Hot Rod. He's a banana peel. You know, he could very well beat you. So guys aren't going to be as convinced to say, yeah, let's just fight him and see how we can compare. You know, Hot Rod is a real fight at this point. You know, and you kind of know that his career, while he's never been at the super elite level, he's always given those elite fighters some problems. And even, you know, against Marcus Brown, you could say he probably won that fight and didn't get the decision. So Hot Rod on any given night can beat even an elite fighter and put himself among the elite. So, and I think that's what he showed in the Morrel fight. He showed the Morrel fight that he can be a headache for anybody. And I don't know that he's going to be able to convince these guys that easily. You know, I also think that is the English wing of the light heavyweight division that sometimes gets forgotten. You know, you have the Anthony Yards and the Josh Buatsis of the world, and I don't know what their promoters are doing. They're just hanging around waiting for calls too. But tell you what, you're gonna start promoting those guys. Hot Rod probably could go over there to England and fight one of them. It would easily be a smooth fight and an easy fight to make. Gary Jonas has made ProBox TV the moniker, basically the gateway to these championship fights. If you're able to succeed here on ProBox TV, we've always had that moniker. I remember Gary telling me that it was going to be the fighters that slip through the cracks. They're going to get a shot at ProBox, but the only trick is they got to fight each other. It's not just going to be you're going to get a shot and that's it. And when you fight each other, you become battle hardened, battle prepared. And some of these guys who get battle hardened and battle prepared here at ProBox TV go on to some of these big fights and get these performances. You know, Hot Rod came up just short against Morrel, but he ended up being more talked about against Morrel against Morrel than Morrel did himself. We had Angelo Leo just win a world title coming from ProBox TV. So these kind of fighters, the model here at ProBox TV is starting to show itself now, starting to show those results as we've been around long enough. I think fighters realize that, and it's nice to see that when you fight good fighters, not only do the fans get entertained by the quality of the fights, but then you get rewarded by being put into other big fights.
Yeah, and just to springboard off of you guys' point, what is the motto? Good fighters and great fights. And now those good fighters are starting to win titles and make their mark on the sport of boxing. And Hot Rod is one of them, obviously Angelo Leo as well. And we'll see how Trevor McCumbee does against Caleb Plant. All right, champs, thanks for your time here on Top Stories. And don't forget to scan the QR code, take you to proboxtv.com, and you can see maybe a future world champion on ProBox TV with Wednesday night fights. The next one, August 21st here on your boxing channel. That does it for Boxing Scene's Top Stories. I'm George DeMatteis. Take care, everyone.
Wednesday night fights.
Dynamite action on Wednesday night fights every other Wednesday on your boxing channel.
Coming up on your next Wednesday night fights, August 21st. Former Unified World Champion Swift Jarrett Hurd takes on former Unified World Champion Jason Banana Rosario. Live from the ProBox Event Center in Plant City. Get your tickets at proboxtv.com or take your chances at the door. Wednesday night fights.
For more ProBox TV, scan the QR code on the screen or go to the App Store and Google Play. ProBox TV, your boxing channel.